Shalom. First and foremost, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. Why the war will bring inevitable attempts at martial law in America. And let me start here in the book of 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. So we know the scriptures speak about perilous times, a time of great tribulation, sorrow, and anguish. In the book of 2nd Ezra 8:50, it tells you that in the last days many great miseries shall befall those that dwell in the latter times, because they have walked in great pride. So this all adds to the perilous times. We're in a time of war, we're in a time of famine, we're in a time of brother rising up against brother, neighbor against neighbor, the government against the people, people against the government. This is a time of war, a time of seditions, as the scriptures say, a time that has never been seen before and likewise shall not be seen again. So we are in the midst of dangerous times coming down the pipeline. And as we've been telling you, starting with our elders and apostles, things is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. So knowing that things are going to get worse, your mindset should be to get closer to the Most High, to build a solid relationship and foundation based in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which will give you stability and comfort, as it is written in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's the only way that you're going to make it out of what's coming. It's not going to be, stocking up years worth of food, having years worth of ammo, building booby traps, all that. No, man, that's not going to help you. The only thing that's going to save you from getting put to death, from, suffering, dying of a famine or dying of the sword in this time, is faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, because all those that dwell in the pavilion of Yahweh Shai, whom the world called Jesus Christ, shall have a strong tower. Okay, shall have a bastion of protection around them when these said evils are set to come upon the earth. So reading here, not long ago, at the height of fear over the global pandemic, the U.S. underwent a change that many people argued would never happen. For years, I have heard people say that authoritarian control in America are quote unquote tinfoil hat conspiracy theory and doom mongering. And a lot of people, because they are afraid of the truth, they love not the truth, which is why, as it is written, they have been given over unto a strong delusion. They label people that speak on the reality of things to come as tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, basically as bug outs. Okay, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. You've been watching too many movies, you've been watching too many conspiracies. All right, but in fact, we know that after the pandemic, all those who were quote unquote tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, they were found to be correct. Okay, because what came out of the pandemic, we were further moved into a digital society. Right now, a lot of stores don't even take cash. They'll actually have a sign on their business that will say cashless. Before the pandemic, it wasn't like that. Of course, contactless payments was an option, but it started to become pushed heavy during that time. A lot more businesses started to say, no, we're not taking cash, only card, only Apple Pay, contactless payments. Okay. And, that was part of the agendas that was being pushed during that pandemic, to take society away from one that relied upon physical money and one that would in the future be converted to digital. Okay. We have the BRICS currencies coming in with this digital dollar. The American dollar is about to collapse. This place is in trillions of dollars worth of debt. So we know that according to Revelation 13 and 16 on down, that the mark, this all goes into the mark, a cashless society, that none might buy or sell save he that have the mark. All right. A lot of people before the pandemic that will hustle and, do things to get money. A lot of that wasn't even taxed because they was getting straight up cash. Okay, now a lot of people, they don't even carry cash around no more. Most people carry card, or they got Apple Pay or whatever. So now you have to adapt to the new system, which is taking away privacy from those that buy and sell, and now everything must be on the grid. Okay, so this is to ultimately what, as it says in the title, attempt martial law in America. This all goes into martial law because martial law is what? Taking away power from the citizen and giving it into the hands of the powers that be, the government. So everything this is being pushed, for a long time, but hardcore during the start of 2020 into now has been to take away more and more power from the people, which is why you're seeing all these politicians push these unrighteous decrees. Okay, because this all goes into order out of chaos, taking away power from the people and, putting more power into the hands of the elites. Okay, because there's a constitution in America. There's certain laws that people have, certain rights that you can't just null and void like that, but there has to be a good reason to do so. Reading on, all the prepping, all the talk of community organizing, all the guns and the gear and the training were for nothing. Then the CV agenda hit like a freight train. That caught a lot of people off guard. Nobody seen that coming because a lot of people were in peace and safety. Okay, they was going about in the world living their life. Okay, they wasn't prepared for the trying times which was coming, and really 2020 was nothing. But a lot of people were still depressed and upset because the world as they know it came to an end. Everything was shut down. Okay. If you was, on a career path in 2020, that got shut down. Then in 2021 came the Capri Sun. If you wanted to continue that, you had to take the Capri Sun, which a lot of people, didn't take it, and majority did. All right. So a lot of people were in their safety, their peace and comfort. Then sudden destruction came. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So no one is going to escape the trying times, the tribulation coming upon the earth. In Christianity, you have a thing called the rapture doctrine, okay, in which all Christians that are faithful to Jesus, right, that before tribulation comes to the earth, before the destruction comes, you're going to be whisked away. You might be driving your car, and then the Lord will take you right then and there, just snatch you up. But that's dogma. Okay, that's nonsense. You can't find that in the scriptures. Okay, but the scriptures do say that through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom, and I'll get that. But right now, okay, a lot of people that are in their peace and safety, in a very short time, they're going to be in discomfort. Okay, they're going to be in a state of anguish. All right, because sudden destruction is going to come. We know that there's a draft being set up. Okay, America is sending troops into Gaza. Iran is going to get involved with that. Then, of course, America, they're going to have to deploy troops to Taiwan as well because they're looking to go up in Taiwan. Okay, and of course, that Ukraine war is still ongoing. So this devil, Esau, his military is stretched thin. You see, so there's going to have to be a draft. And a lot of people through this draft are going to be taken out of their peace and safety. They're going to be sent to war, and ultimately they're going to perish in war. All right. And they shall not escape. Let me get Luke 17:26. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. Okay. They did eat, they did drink, they did marry wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So this is the same scenario that's going to happen today. A lot of people, they trust in America, they trust in the system, and ultimately when the mark is brought about, a lot of people are going to opt to get the mark because they feel as though that's going to be their salvation in that day. They're not going to trust in Yahweh Shai. See, they're going to trust in the strength of Egypt. They're going to trust in the strength of Pharaoh to relieve them, from their bad situation. And ultimately, that's going to be to their own detriment, their own destruction. You see, just like it was in the days of Lot and the days of Noah, they was eating, they was drinking, they was giving in marriage, okay, having a good old time in the world. Then what? Sudden destruction came. Okay, when they least expected it, when everybody was, in their comfort, everybody was in the world doing what they was doing. Then the Lord brought sudden destruction. It said the same very day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone. And you know that in Sodom and Gomorrah, it was all kind of wickedness going on. So the very hour that Lot stepped out of that city, people was involved in all kind of debauchery, all kind of wickedness. And they died in their wickedness, man, because what? They were unrepentant. And the same thing gonna happen today. Okay, when all these wars come, they already reporting that a lot of sleeper cells are in America right now. Okay, that are waiting to be activated. America is going to be invaded and troops are going to be sent overseas. So we're in a time of great danger, man. Okay, this is why you cannot make a tarrying to turn back unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because you don't know when your end is going to come. Okay, the word is going out. The prophets have been telling you what's to come. Take it seriously and get yourself right, because, hey, your day could be tomorrow. Or if it ain't tomorrow, it could be next week. It could be next year. You just don't know. But don't put these things off, man. Take these things seriously, because the elites are taking these things seriously. All right. Those that are in a position of power, they know what's coming. So they making preparations on the left hand side. So how much more so you on the right hand side? How much more should you be making preparations through the Spirit? Okay. Our constitutional rights were no longer set in stone, but mere guidelines that government officials could bend or break in the name of public health safety. So in the name of what? In the name of safety, in the name of peace, your rights is being taken away from you. In the name of peace and safety, they told you that you can't go to work. In the name of peace and safety, they told you that you can't go to a concert unless you have the Capri Sun. In the name of peace and safety, they told you you can't keep your job unless you have the Capri Sun. All right. And in the name of peace and safety, the times we're coming into, they going to take away your ability to even go outside of your house or to drive to the next city. It tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, that the city shall be troubled because of their pride. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. These cities are going to be shut off. It's going to be checkpoints. All right. And ultimately, if you don't have the MOTB, you ain't going to be able to go nowhere. If you don't have the MOTB, you ain't going to be able to buy no food. You ain't going to be able to sell nothing, do anything in this society. Okay. So you getting ready to be shut off. Okay. That's where our faith in the Lord is going to come in. Laws no longer had to be passed through a series of checks and balances. Mandates could be implemented as if they were laws without public oversight and enforced unilaterally. Okay, just like they told you that you had to put what? A cloth over your face, or you could not enter certain businesses. That was a mandate. Okay, that was a law that was put on the books that said if you don't have a cloth over your face, you can't come into this store. Okay, which led what? A lot of people were even afraid to go outside because of that. So in the wake of that, many more people started ordering online, doing contactless payments. All of this is leading to the MOT to the B, if you have the spiritual discernment to see. Okay. There was talk primarily among Democrats of severe punishments for people who refused the pointless Capri Sun. They wanted Capri Sun passports. They wanted prison time for those that spoke publicly against the Capri Sun. They wanted people's jobs taken away. They wanted their children's taken away. And there were even plans to build Capri Sun detention centers. And they did that in Australia, and they're going to bring it back, or they're going to bring it, should I say, to the United States. Okay, make no doubt about it. To segregate and lock up Capri Sun deniers. Okay. I'll just read a little bit more of this, then we can get to the video. It boggles the mind, but this was very serious debate within the U.S., and it was all triggered in the span of a year. Nearly half the country was willing to abandon the Bill of Rights over a virus with a survival rate of 99.9%. The sea theorists were right all along. Our freedoms rest on a razor's edge, and preparing to survive and fight for those freedoms is perfectly rational. So martial law, okay, is coming to America because hey, we about to be in a time of war. Okay, I believe the Israeli trigger may be bigger than CV in terms of the potential global disaster and global tyranny that could unfold. If it continues to escalate, which it will, according to biblical prophecy, it will escalate, and turns into a multi-regional conflict, the chances of the fight coming back to America are high. And this is what we've been telling you. Okay, starting with our elders and apostles, we've been telling you that the hell is going to come to the shores of America. It ain't no escaping it. This place, America, known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, this place was prophesied to fall. So it's not like it's going to be all kind of disaster going on overseas, but America just going to be untouched. No, America is a focal point in last days prophecy, and this place is under judgment right now, and it will have a final judgment. It continues to escalate, blah, blah, blah. Not just in terms of terror, but also in terms of civil unrest and war on our doorstep. So these, higher officials, they already know what's going to come. Okay, they already expecting the worst. You see, it's really only those that love not the truth and those that have been blinded by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Only those people believe that this place could somehow bounce back, that it can be healed. No, man, America has been on a steady decline since, I would say, the mid 60s. Okay. And it's exacerbated. It's been exacerbated since the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Mid to late 2000s during the, Great Recession and all that. Okay. But now we're at the end of America. Okay. We're at the very end of America, man. This place is done. If we support the war, martial law is a certainty. If we don't support the war, martial law will be attempted. But at least there are scenarios where it could fail. Now, let me go to this Tucker Carlson interview here, in which he's talking with a former military commander about what is going to take place with this war that's going on in Israel and Gaza and, many other wars that America is involved in. Okay, these things are going to escalate into much larger conflicts. Okay, because this is what has been prophesied to come. All right, so let's watch a little bit of this and get the scriptures. All right, let's go.
Do you think that this war, if it comes, and as you said, it seems like it is, how will that affect American domestic politics? War traditionally has been used by the people in power to shut down dissent. Can you imagine that happening in this case?
I think they'll try. Fortunately, thanks to people like Elon Musk, who bought Twitter and ended the censorship or suspended it, the truth does get through and reach Americans. But Americans will figure out pretty quickly if two things tend to happen at once. You have the war overseas and the war here, but remember the economy and the
And the war overseas and the war that's going to happen in America, this is going to lead to what? A lot of people being unalived. Okay, mainly the 2/3 of our people. Okay, and this is Zechariah 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So we know that according to the Bible, okay, 2/3 of Israelites, okay, and 2/3 of the earth's population on a larger scale is going to be cut off. All right, because why? There's more wicked on this earth than righteous. Okay, and even among the Israelites, there's more wicked than righteous. There's only a 1/3 remnant left in the nation of Israel that have, sincerely repented and returned unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The rest of our people, they're going to be destroyed. And how they going to be destroyed? They're going to be destroyed in these wars. They're going to be destroyed in a famine. Okay, they're going to be destroyed by disease, pestilence. All right. They're going to be destroyed by violence. All right. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined and will try them as gold is tried. So the 1/3 remnant is what? They're going to be tried in the fire. Okay. Lord willing, we are of that elect number. We are of that 1/3 number, but hey, we're going to have to go through the fire, man. Okay. We're going to have to be refined. As what? As gold is refined, as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. Okay? Now, what do the scriptures say again? The scriptures say that in Acts 14 and 22, conforming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. So that's why in Zechariah 13 and 9, it says, I will bring the third part through the fire, which is what? Tribulation. Okay, we're going to have to be tempted. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to show our faith, because right now a lot of Israelites talk a good game, but until, you know what I'm saying, but you don't really know what a person is about until they've been put through that fire. Okay, you don't really know what a person is about until they've been put to the test. So this is what the Lord is going to do to his 1/3, man. Okay, and ultimately, you know, Lord willing, we be of that number. We make it through these tribulations, these hard times coming upon the earth, so that we may receive and you know, be crowned and be the first fruits of heaven along with our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's what we understand the prize is. So yeah, we understand that it's hell coming upon the earth. We understand that the earth is already in bad shape. But what's to come is much, much worse than anything that you've ever experienced, seen on any movie, and anything worse than your wildest imagination. Okay, you know, this is a time of the end. You know, this is the time of the end. So let's get back to the video.
Financial condition right now. If you turn on any of the business channels for the first time in my memory, lots and lots of analysts are coming on and talking about the Fed having lost control, the rising interest rates, the inability to manage and cope with the sovereign national debt of $33 trillion. And that's the tip of a proverbial iceberg. We already have Americans who are struggling with inflation anyway. Now we're looking at potentially scarcity. We've drained our strategic oil reserve for all intents and purposes. If the Strait of Hormuz is shut down, if the Suez Canal is closed, we're in a lot of trouble in the short run, that's for sure. How rapidly can we recover from all of this? How many refineries can we put back into operation? How much drilling can we do quickly? The answer is not very much. Very much.
And all of what he's talking about, these are going to be a catalyst for World War III. Okay, this is going to be a catalyst for the whole earth to be in uprising and rebellion against the powers that be. Because pretty much all the things that he said, when these things do happen, you know, it's not a matter of if, but when these things do happen, all right, people are going to know that that a sinister plot was behind all these things. And ultimately, we understand in its truth that this is being done to bring about a global NWO, a global beast system, okay, in which you will have no rights. As Klaus Schwab said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. All right, this is the system that is being brought about, you see? And that's plain to see right now. Okay, but what you can take away from what he's saying is that he's telling you in so many words that, you know, pray for the best, you know, but prepare for the worst. Okay, because that's what's coming, the worst case scenario on the planet Earth, man, a time that many people have never seen. Okay, we're coming into a time where the military, they're going to be in open kinetic conflict, okay, back and forth, man. Okay, and really that type of war hasn't been fought since World War II. You know, pretty much what's been going on since then is you've been having smaller wars, but it's pretty much been against, you know, groups that were set up by Esau's CIA, and they go into a country, Iraq, Afghanistan, you know, Vietnam, and they go in and they you know, there's resources there that Esau want, but they have to create a boogeyman to have a good reason to go up in there and bomb the hell out of people. That's pretty much what's been going on, but it hasn't really been like an open kinetic conflict like what you see happening in Ukraine right now. You know what I'm saying? That spirit has came back into the earth of total all-out war. You know, and what happens in war? Okay, sieges are laid, which means what? Food is cut off. And China, we know China is one of the main exporters to America. So once China Because once America goes up into Taiwan, all bets is off. Okay, all the trade that's going on between China and America, that's going to be cut off, man. Okay, so when the food is cut off, what? It's going to be famine. Okay, and before there's a famine, or during a famine, there's an increase in the cost of goods and services, which is going to lead people to suffer. Okay, and we're coming into a time of war as well, so we know that a lot of government programs are going to have to be shut off, and all the money that the government is making is all going to have to go towards the war effort. Okay, so your Section 8 and SNAP and other subsidies that you may get from the government in a time of war, that all that's going to be cut off. So that's going to lead to what? Further tribulation. Okay, these are all scourges sent from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. 2 Ezra 16:19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So right now, people are not mindful. They're not paying attention. They don't know what's going on. They don't even want to look at the news, because all they see on the news is calamity. So it bugs them out to see these things, but ultimately that's going to be to their own demise, because they wasn't aware. They wasn't watching, and they chose not to. You see? So we know the worst is yet to come, but through it all, we have comfort and strength through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that we will get through these things, because we know that better is he that is in us, that is in he that is in the world. Okay, we understand that Yahweh Shai is with us, and the spirit that is of the world is ultimately vanity. Okay, these people are going to trust in their vanity. They're going to trust in their cars. They're going to trust in a bank account. But the scriptures say what? The riches profiteth not in the day of destruction. So all these people money, all the food that they got stored up, guess what? If you a prepper and you got months or years worth of food stored up, guess what? You still going to get knocked off, man. Okay, you still going to get knocked off. That ain't going to save you, because really that's going to be food for the elect, believe it or not. Okay, all that food is being stored up with these preppers, man. All that's going to be reserved for the elect. Okay, the scriptures tell you that the Lord's servants shall eat. Okay, and those that are in the world, they shall be ashamed, and basically they going to be destroyed. You see, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. Hopefully it was edifying through the Rakah Kedash. And until next time, Lord willing, Kum Yasha'Allah, DTA, and a Bible Ball. Shalom.